The latest royal headlines making around online is certainly designed to grab attention actually. Claim that Meghan was somehow caught red-handed sending gifts to online critics who attack Prince William and Kate have sparked a fresh wave of debate across social media and the royal commentary circle. But as with many sensational royal stories, the headline itself raises an important question. Where is the evidence and what is exactly being alleged? We know for years Meghan has found herself at the center of extraordinary level of media scrutiny. Almost every action she takes, whether professional, charitable, or personal, it's dissected, analyzed, and often portrayed in the most dramatic way possible. That reality has led many observers to question whether story about Meghan has been reported fairly or whether they are sometimes amplified because controversy generates attention and clicks. So in this latest controversy, supporters of the Duchess of Sussex argue that narrative follows a familiar pattern, and simple gesture, gift, interaction, or public acknowledgement can quickly become transformed into a story suggesting hidden motive or secret agenda. Critics may see evidence of coordination, while supporters see a public figure engaging with people who have supported her work or defended her against years of criticism. So what is often missing from this discussion is balance. Meghan has spent years advocating for causes related to women's empowerment, mental health, community support, and media responsibility. Her public image has become so polarized that even positive stories about her can immediately become controversial. To her supporters, that says more about environment surrounding royal coverage than it does about Meghan herself. So, the claim that Meghan was somehow rewarding people for attacking William and Kate has naturally generated strong reaction. Yet, many royal watchers point out that there is a significant difference between supporting individuals who have spoken positively about Meghan and actively encouraging attacks against other members of the royal family. Those are not the same thing, and conflating the two can create a misleading impression. One reason these stories gain traction is because of the ongoing fascination with the relationship between the Sussex and the Waleses. Ever since Prince Harry and Meghan stepped back from the royal duties, media coverage has frequently framed events as competition between the two couples. We can agree to that. Every success by Meghan is compared with Kate. Every public appearance by William is measured against Harry. Every charitable initiative becomes part of the emerged revival. So, if you look at that dynamic, often overshadow the reality that public figure can have separate career, separate goals, and separate audience. Meghan supporters argue that she should be evaluated on her own work rather than constantly being defined through comparison with William and Kate. At the same time, critics of William and Kate have increasingly questioned the way parts of the British media actually handle royal reporting. Some commentators argue that there has been a long-standing tendency to present the Prince and Princess of Wales in a favorable light while applying much harsher standard to Meghan. Whether one agrees with that assessment or not, then it is criticism that has become increasingly common among international audience. So the contrast in a coverage is often cited as one of the reasons Meghan continues to receive sympathy from many people around the world. So supporters believe she has faced years of negative headline, speculation, and personal criticism that will be difficult for anyone to endure. From that perspective, seeing people publicly supporting Meghan is viewed not as an attack on William and Kate, but as a reaction to what they perceive as unfair treatment. And if you look at another aspect of the debate involves the role of online communities. Social media has transformed how public figures interact with the supporters. Authors send books to reviewers, celebrity acknowledge fans, public personality often share gifts, notes, or messages with people who have supported the work. Such actions are common across many industries. Meanwhile, Meghan supporters see her continued success as evidence that attempts to damage her reputation have not achieved their intended goal. Despite years of controversy, she remains one of the most discussed public figures in the world. If you look at her project, continue to attract attention, and she maintains a significant global audience interested in her activities and viewpoint. By contrast, some critics have suggested that William and Kate faced growing challenges in controlling public narrative. The modern media environment is far more fragmented than it was in previous decades. Public opinion is shaped not only by traditional newspaper but also social media platforms, independent commentator, broadcast, and online communities. As a result, criticism of senior royal can spread just as rapidly as praise. This changing landscape means that negative commentary about William and Kate is no longer confined to a handful of publications or commentators. People around the world now have platforms to express their opinion, whether favorable or unfavorable. Blaming Meghan for every critical voice online may therefore oversimplify as much poor complexity reality. And what remains clear is that Meghan continues to inspire strong reaction from both supporters and critics. To her supporters, she represents resilience in the face of intense pressure and relentless public criticism. They view stories like this as part of the broader pattern in which ordinary actions are framed as scandal because they involve Meghan. At the same time, the ongoing criticism directed toward William and Kate reflect growing frustration among some audience with traditional royal narrative and media coverage. Whether those criticisms are fair or not, they are part of wider conversation about accountability, privilege, and the role of modern monarchy. Ultimately, the story says as much about the state of royal coverage as it does about individual involved. Sensational headlines may attract attention, but they do not automatically establish facts. Until clear evidence is presented, claim that Meghan was caught red-handed should be approached with caution rather than accepted as face value. What continues to stand out is Meghan's ability to remain relevant despite years of controversy. Her supporters see strength, determination, and perseverance. While debates involving William and Kate are likely to continue, the larger lesson may be that public opinion is increasingly shaped by evidence and independent voice rather than by dramatic headline alone. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more updates.